Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is Intercontinental Group of Awesome, so named because there's some of us here in the United States and others who are across the pond in Europe, and we all get together on Sundays to play together. We are continuing our stint of Vagabonds of Xcrawl, which is using the setting and ideas of the Dungeons and Dragons originally, but it's also been ported for DCC and Pathfinder setting. It is extreme dungeon crawling in a mystical satire of our 90s, 80s, kind of, sort of, our being United Statesy because there's Emperor Ronald Reagan, and there are extreme contests of extreme dungeon crawling, of which all of our characters are participating. And that has been pretty fun. We've just defeated the Smoky Mountains Crawl and did a little bit of aftermath there, and we're picking things back up. But the most exciting part is that the GM or the DM or the DJ of this game is not me, but it is Jen. So Jen, let me hand the comm up to you. You are in control.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I'll be your dungeon judge or DJ for this game. We ended on a pretty good note last session, so we're going to have to see how things go from there. But for now, let's introduce the characters. I'll start with Alex. Introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use he, him, and I'm playing Deb's goddaughter. She is a half orc, though she tries not to live up to the kind of reputation of that gives. She's quite bubbly, though she is very large and powerful. And her parents were both ex-crawlers, and they very much her cheerleaders.
They definitely seem to be big fans of Deb's and her career. Thank you, Alex. Next up, Tyler. Who are you? Who you playing?
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I am playing Dominic Little Big Man Stubbins, who is a small folk bard and a flashy dresser, flashy fighter, and kind of an all-around goody-goody, I suppose. He's certainly trying to be.
Very good, very good. I just today noticed in the character art you have posted for Dominic, he's got a chest window going on with his armor.
Gotta give the people what they want.
Mm-hmm. Just a little something.
Little power girl action going on. I love it.
Yep. Next up, Sabine. Remind us who you are, who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Gildor Cobra Glarion, the son of famous game show host Yonder and Glarion, blah, blah, blah. Gildor has tried and failed to make a career as a yoga instructor, even had a tiny little yoga show, but that fell through when he had this very public disagreement with his publisher about stuff, and he didn't try to throttle him with a yo-yo. That is a malicious rumor. And so, yeah, but anyway, he's in the Xcrawl now, and to his surprise, he finds he quite enjoys jumping on giant flaming snakes and mimic wagons and things like that. It's odd, right? Because as a yoga instructor, you think you'd find your inner peace somewhere else, in the desert or something, but obviously not quite. Well,
it takes all kinds. Thank you, Sabine. And now, last, to keep the microphone circulating, Rich, remind us who you're playing as, since we already know who you are.
Indeed. I am playing our wizard, Philip Griffin, nearly, and he has a wonderful, as you can see him up in the picture there, wonderful little ferret familiar, Urfel J. Offengoof, and he is a third level human wizard wiry redhead wearing glasses, got a bit of a Van Dyke going on. He has recently taken on the tag of DJology because that's what he wants to do with his life. He's got a degree in mystic arts from Long Island Wizards Academy, but really the study of extreme dungeons is what floats his boat. And yeah, that's where he sees himself in 5 years. But right now, he's really enjoying his time with his team.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, sometimes the best way to learn is from the inside, right? And how are you going to know what really challenges players or rewards them if you don't play a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Sounds fair and balanced. I like it. So let's do a quick recap. Last session, you challenged the Mind Car challenge, synonym not found, where you had 4 totally real magical gems that you needed to get from the start of the Mind Car track to the end of the Mind Car track. And at first this seemed very simple, but then halfway through, well, probably a little less than halfway through, an enemy Mind Car track sidled up to yours, and a little train of 4 Mind Cars full of kobolds strode up beside you, and then a lot of flurry of activity ensued. Although you guys were very clever and, you know, used your backpacks to hold objects, the kobolds managed to make you sweat it out a little bit. There was a mimic on the enemy Mind Car train. People got grappling hooked. People got suspended between the 2 mine trains, hanging on by their fingertips. It was some thrilling television, is what that was. So the crowd definitely likes your team right now. You've got a lot of fans here in the Smoky Mountains area right now. But you succeeded. You were given full rewards. Which included some swag stuff, included a great axe enchanted by the name of Night Splitter. It has some cool effects. You all got to level up, which was a lot of stuff. And then you sort of hung out a little bit, you know, a little bit of celebration, a little bit of hobnobbing, and then you kind of started to break up and go your separate ways. Gildor went out drinking with Dominic, as I recall, and had a good fun time. Debs went and visited with her parents, who had an RV parked close to the area, and of course invited her to stay. They've still got the old tent from their camping days together when Debs was a little bit smaller. And then Philip actually got a backstage tour of the crawl that he had just completed from DJ Willowburn, who had heard that Philip had DJ pointed ambitions. And so, you know, why not be nice to the kid? And then you all eventually, sooner or later, put your heads down on the comfy, soft pillows, or soft-ish, of the Super 8-Ball Motel nearby. All of you declined the free bunk housing available at your local Adventurers Guild. That's probably fine. And you have you've come and gotten a good night's sleep. You're all fully rested. You also have more HP than you did before because you leveled, which means I can hit you harder. And we open with, let's give me a D4 here. All right. Sometimes when you roll a die to make a decision randomly, you find some very good post facto justification just instantaneously. Like, yes, dice, that's the right decision. Thank you. I'm so smart, I thought of it myself. So, Philip, you wake up pretty early to some urgent banging on your door.
Wipe at my face, look over. Urfel lifts his head up. I kind of asked for an extra micro fleece blanket. I swirled it around and he's made it into his little bed that's right by my pillow. I look over at him, he lifts his head up and then he lays it back down. He is not getting the door. And I sit up, put on my glasses and throw on a robe, which Super 8 Ball does not actually have robes. So this is a robe from another hotel at some point that I just happened to.
What hotel did you steal this from?
Oh yeah, I think it's got to be the Golden Marriott.
Okay. So it says like golden,
yeah,
on the lapel somewhere.
Totally.
Okay,
has to say
I
golden.
like it.
And then he'll head over and. Oh, that's right. There's
there's a peephole. There's definitely a peephole.
You'll peep.
Yeah.
You'll peep.
All right. You see through the peephole. It's a woman. She's, in case you know, your head is fuzzy. She's doing that thing where her hair is like covered with a shawl, but she's clearly not shawl age.
Okay, so she's not somebody's grandma.
She's not somebody's grandma. She's somebody who's trying to hide her hair, and sunglasses and kind of a bulky jacket. And after a few fuzzy seconds, you realize that it's DJ Willowburn.
Oh, wow. It's a moment where he checks the knot and then he decides to open the rope just a little bit more. And then he opens the door. Hello?
And there's a little bit of relief, but it doesn't really break through the tense expression in her face.
Hey.
As she says, "Can I come in?"
Of course.
And as soon as she has permission, she like pushes you in and closes
step out of
the
the
door
way
behind her.
Up. Have a seat. Do you want? He walks over to the little counter where they've got the courtesy glasses. Do you want a drink of water?
I'll stand. I'm good. Listen, something terrible has happened. Get it together. Get it together, Mildred. Okay. Our technical teams were resetting the dungeon last night and early this morning. And there's been an incursion.
Oh.
Tunnels have opened up from beneath the dungeon. We've lost at least 5 staff. And I know I should call the Legion. I know that I should do that.
But they'll shut this down.
But they'll shut down my crawl. And it was going so well. Listen, I will owe you any favor. I'll give you the rust monster. I think he's still around, if he's alive.
Okay.
But if you and your team can go in there and save my crawl,
Are there people in danger, or is it just the crawl?
We've evacuated everyone else. There shouldn't be anybody else in there. Edgar's aware. He's willing to let us in. Hopefully, there's at least 1 or 2 access tunnels and entry points that we can still use that might not be guarded.
Okay.
But you'll do this?
I can't just straight up speak for my team, but they're close. Let me go pull them in and we can talk to them together, okay?
Okay.
Urfel, Operation Comforting, which is crawl into the lap of Willowburn and make her pet him, pretty much. Very comforting. And then you'll head out and probably go to little big man's room first, I think.
I think I have the annoying quality of never getting hangovers, so I think I'm chipper and throw open the. Oh, hey, what's up, Griff?
Hey, buddy. I need some help. Maybe put on some clothes, and we need to. There's been a weird thing.
Drink it all in, Griff. Hang on, let me get a robe. I throw it on. Well, what's wrong?
I want Willowburn to explain most of what's happened, but something's gone seriously wrong with the Smoky Mountain crawl. It's in danger. She's asked for our help. I wanted her to pitch us all before we agreed to do anything crazy.
Favor for a DJ. All right, cool.
She's in the room. The room's not locked. I'm gonna go rouse the others.
Let me put my face up and I'll close the door and start.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I think Debs will be next. I don't know why Griffin's saving Cobra for last, but it seems to be a thing.
He doesn't want to get bit.
Right. Combat yoga. So, Debs, are you here?
Hi. You see her from like approaching the corridor from behind. She's been up for.
And she's like knocking on your door, and I guess
you've already gone on a run.
Oh yeah.
Like yep.
Yeah, like little earbuds in and stuff.
Like,
yeah, got the headphones.
Like got a little smoothie.
Yeah.
There's been some trouble. Can you head to my room for a team meeting?
Sure. Just let me change out the sweats.
Sure. Just head on over. The door's not locked. Then moves on and hey, Gildor, are you up?
I think Gildor is just waking up and seriously has chi seriously out of whack. So he is kind of because half elf and lightweight and stuff like that. Yeah. So but it's oh, damn it. He'll try to pull himself together, more or less runs his hands over his head and then like, and then and prays there's no cameras there, but open the door a little. He has his bags under his eyes, right? And says, "Oh, hi, Philip."
Hey, Gildor. Sorry to bother you. I know it's crazy late. There's been some trouble. We're calling a team meeting.
Did I do anything?
Not yet.
Last night?
No. Did you do anything last? No. It's completely
no,
unrelated to us. There's some trouble with the Smoky Mountain.
Oh, okay.
What did you do last night?
Well, nothing. I don't think
you're right. It doesn't matter. Listen, we're having a team.
We were just partying a little, just no, in a place where lots of lights, and I drank a lot of liquor, which I shouldn't have. which I shouldn't have. But I'll be fine. Just give me 5 minutes or two
Sure.
until I need a shower
Okay.
or something.
Okay. I'll be at the room with the rest of the team.
Don't tell them that I'm hungover. Okay, please.
I think they can probably guess.
I'll
just shut the door. I'll see you in a minute.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. Meditation.
All right.
1 minute meditation, 1 minute shower. Whoosh. So it'll take probably 10 minutes.
Probably. All right. So smash cut, I think, to the very end of DJ Willowburn's explanation. So I know that this is a tremendous, tremendous ask. And if it's too much, of course, please come out and we'll call in the Legion. But this Xcrawl has been so good for this community. I was born here. I don't want to see it die before it's even born.
So I guess this isn't one of the Tate crawls where
this is not a bit. People from the Underdark have broken into my dungeon.
Okay, just checking. Okay.
And you say that some of the staff have been taken? Or did you say they were hurt?
They were killed.
Oh, killed. Oh, dear.
Not the rust monster, though.
We're not sure.
Okay. Well.
Now, I understand why you want to kind of keep it quiet at the moment, but say once this is over, then, I mean, we can let folks know of the great success, right?
No.
No. Well, I suppose it's saving people and stuff. It's still okay.
If this roar band, I guess, or whatever they are, whatever their real plan is, if they get a foothold in my dungeon, they'll have a lot of access to the community.
In meta, what do we know of things from the Underdark?
So here's some sort of broad strokes things that you know about the Underdark. Like, first of all, you do know that a lot of early dwarven settlers in the Americas, they saw mountains, they did what dwarves do. And there are a lot of exploratory tunnels. There's a lot of dwarven settlements sort of tucked away in a lot of these mountains. Of course, these settlements are any variation of mine plus city, ranging from 9010 to 1090. And you know that there's also been an Underdark beneath America for a very long time. And sometimes those mines have broken into the Underdark, sometimes vice versa. There are a lot of natural places where the Underdark can spill up into the surface, and the Drow live there. And the Drow are very classically D&D style bunch of bastards, worship dark gods, don't like that humanity has moved it up on the surface. So, well, humanity. They don't like that America exists on the surface. And in general, there's currently a tense truce with them. Like the Adventurers Guild and its members will sometimes trade with folks from the Underdark for monsters that you can only get from those regions, right? So that they can be put into different crawls.
Okay.
And so, you know, some Underdark communities are really flourishing and benefiting from all of these new arrangements and the relative peace of the truce. And others are kind of not, and others are, but don't care.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the Underdark's not just Drow. There's, you know, Dorgar and Sverfneblin and all of the under peoples. And yeah, occasionally orcs, a lot of races that don't do super hot on the surface kind of get driven below. So there's a lot going on there.
Okay. Well, I'll look around to the team. Do we feel like we can handle this?
Debs stands up. You have my battle axe and my warhammer and my throwing hammer. And slams each one down on the table. Dunk, dunk. Checks
The
pockets for
table
other
is
weapons.
damaged.
You have the deposit for this room then for breaking the. It's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Williburn's like,
Start
I've
picking
got it.
things back up.
I've got it. It's fine.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oprah? You in, Wild Man?
I'm looking at the Griffin.
I think we should do what we can. Oh. Rust Monster, if we can save him, Wilburn already agreed that could be like a little side deal. So I don't even know what to feed them, but we'll figure it out.
Pretty sure they eat
Iron and
iron.
rust.
They
It's
eat
quite
iron.
easy to take care of them. I can.
Nice. Make like a thatched cage for the little guy or something.
Yeah.
Our
Okay,
our hunting.
for a rust monster, it can be our team mascot, I guess.
Sure. That seems
I'll
like
take care of it.
What? Sorry.
I'll take care of it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Let's clear the place, and then we're going to have to talk about what needs to be done to make sure that there aren't future incursions. You got to keep this safe. But
believe me, if we can make it through this without involving the Legion, then I will absolutely be taking additional measures to keep this space safe.
Okay.
And like, it's taken her a long time to even warm up to drinking water, but she's doing that now. You know, she's got bags under her eyes. She's had a hell of a night or morning or both. And she gets up and sort of dusts herself off. Would you let me know when you're ready to go, and I can give everyone a ride there?
Sure, we might need to pick up a few things. It might be worth us like getting an adventurer kit. I would like to pick up a hospitler's kit.
Sure.
Since we've got some cash, and we might want to pick up a climbing pack or two for someone just in case we need it.
I don't precisely need a climbing kit, but I might need some more of my little throwing darts. I think I lost a few last night. Shouldn't have used them in the darts game.
Cool. This is something that you guys can take care of fairly easily at your local Adventurers Guild outpost.
Cool.
Nice.
And DJ Willowburn would be happy to drive you there. What kind of car does she have? It's like nice, but it's still actually kind of working class.
Maybe like a hatchback?
Vehicle. Like a big hatchback.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, no, that may not be actually 90s. For some reason, I was going to throw out a Suzuki Samurai. The things that amuse me. But
I mean, it looks like a Suzuki Samurai, but it's actually a joke brand that I haven't made up yet. So
yes.
Insert
in post-production.
A Bellerophon Motors. Aquila or something. There you go. So you stop by the Adventurers Guild. You make some purchases.
Okay, this is kind of a D&D-ish question, but can we pick up some potions of healing?
Yeah. So this isn't a crawl, guys. So guess what?
All the rules are changed.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about equipment limitations. Nobody gives a shit. You're just like buying up whatever they have to offer, and they're like, okay, these they're investing. Good. They're in it for the long haul. They, punch each other on the shoulders. But you can.
Okay, what are the negatives of having armor?
I'm sad and don't have a good way to balance it.
You don't look so hot on camera when you lose your shirt, obviously.
Yeah, let me poke over to equipment.
Well, Debs would prefer to keep her shirt.
So a lot of armor, especially like the heavier stuff, it's just that it has tags like heavy or clumsy, which have a tendency to make it difficult for you to perform certain kinds of activity in them without, techniques that help you mitigate those problems. So like a tower shield is both heavy and clumsy, for instance, but you could totally buy one. And remember that heavy and clumsy. So heavy counts against your encumbrance when I feel like hitting you with the encumbrance stick. And clumsy counts against attempts to do things that are precise or athletic when you're holding them in hand. So those are the downsides of armor. But between you and me and the wall, like Deb's getting a set of leather armor, that's just armor that you wear.
It's just literally bonus. Yeah.
I think I don't want any armor. No.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
I think it will interfere with my mobility, and that might not be a good idea. But I want a skateboard.
There is, in fact, a small little like ordinary sporting goods section in the armory of the Adventurers Guild location here. And it's got, hockey armor and padding and sticks and roller skates and this, that, and the other thing, and one lone skateboard. And Gildor, tell me, what is painted on the deck of this skateboard? That would be the I think the undersurface, because the top usually gets this grippy tape, so that's not very,
I think what's painted on the underside is, I know, it's a griffin.
It's like,
yes.
Yeah, doing the full griffin thing, and it's this really just super saturated colors in this kind of graffiti type style. So there's some paint spatter even to make it look like somebody spray painted it on, but it's not. I like it. Good. Go ahead and put that on your character sheet.
I will show that to Griffin. Just like, oh, look what I picked.
That's great.
Check what I found. Yeah.
Debs is like strapping on leather armor. Mainly it's like the arms and the shoulders. And she's like, grapple me hook one time.
Shame on me. Grapple me twice.
Tightens the belts.
Yeah.
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 And Gilder will say to Dominic, just really quietly, because we're not on camera right now, don't need to have to pose all that much. So I say, do you think you could sneak a hook into one of the belts? Just
sneak a what into?
A hook, like a grappling hook into one of the belts, onto Deb's armor, because she was like, grapple me again hook. Like, and Gilder is like, well, do you think you can sneak one of them into the armor? Just, just to see her face.
Maybe just paint grappling hooks on the shoulder of her armor, like it's World War II dogfighting plane insignia. Fun. But yeah, feel free to arm and equip yourselves and assume that all of your ammunition is refilled. And I don't feel like counting your dollars right now. That seems boring.
Some has been spent.
Some has been spent. I'm going to let you
Less
guys
than many.
Make sure, double check that stuff has been written down in your character sheet, but I'm going to refill my water real quick.
I'm also going to take
and my backup water.
Yeah, let's pause the game while people are doing shopping. We'll be right back. And we're back with a shopping trip done. Many things purchased, and we are on our way to Smoky Mountains Crawl with DJ Willowburn there to, I guess, get us in, because she had to work a side deal for someone to let us in with because they're trying to hold back the dark forces.
By the way, who
Yes.
drew the short straw and had to sit with Debs in the car?
I can do that. I'm very flexible.
I love that, because that means that our halfling did not sit by the giant person, which logistically would be smart.
Well, yeah, but he has equipment and stuff like that, and I don't want to dump on him. You're small. Go to small stuff. That's kind of.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that.
Gildor's playing it fair.
Yeah, and also I'm not that big myself, right? And as I said, I'm flexible. Might help with my crinkle I've got in my neck. So yeah.
I feel like I don't know if it's the I can't remember, the kind of sharing a moment thing. But I feel like I think while we're driving on the way, with my head probably cranked at a right angle, slightly over Gildor, I would be like, so, and then kind of glance forward to the Philip's seat. So, Griffin, I would say this quietly, so I hope Griffin wouldn't hear. Sound of the car going and such.
Right, there's rumbling. DJ Willowburn has the radio on. One of the stations that has everything, both kinds of music, country and western.
Nice.
Oh.
Thank you. Classic.
Wow.
Tyler, what's playing on the radio?
Well, we're in the Smoky Mountains. I think we're getting Eddie Rabbitt's I Love a Rainy Night.
Excellent. Very good. So that is the backdrop and some of the sound that's obscuring your conversation.
Good. I will say, well, I guess I don't know if he's there. Sorry, I'm babbling that. I don't know. I just kind of like him,
Well, he likes you. Obvious.
Does he? You think?
Come on.
What?
Just before we go down, talk to him.
He's got a degree from a university and stuff like that. I mean, I kind of flunked out,
and he can't be dumb as a bag of bricks sometimes. Talk to him.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'll get the other way. You talk to you're talking to him before we go down.
What am I going to say there?
That's not my job, but
Okay.
my job is making you guys talk.
Okay, that's your job? Okay.
Today it is.
Okay.
The Underdark thing.
Okay. Okay. You know that your hammer is on my foot, right?
Oh, sorry.
It's not that bad. It's kind of a good.
Be the parallax.
Huh? Yeah.
Could have been the parallax.
Yes, true, and it's kind of a good concentration routine for me.
Your axe did come with a nice like cover holster thing.
Ooh.
So it's not blade out yet unless you decided to put it in the car that way.
No,
Cool. This seems like a bonding moment to me. Cobra. What would you like to choose between adding 1 to the teamwork pool, restoring 2 HP to a teammate, or swaying the crowd? Right now, there's not really a crowd, so
or health.
and nobody's hurt. So it sounds like
I think I will. You know what? I will do the crazy thing.
the crazy
Add 2
thing.
to the team. Yeah, add 2 to the team pool.
All right, we're gonna just bump 2 into the teamwork pool because that's what's possible. Is anything anybody?
But I want to have the illusion of choice. Just let me have that.
So
I delivered.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does anybody else have anything else they want to do or say during the car ride? Sing along a little bit. Yeah, okay, good. There's a little bit of singing.
I imagine that little Dominic, little man Stubbins, knows all the words, and Griffin just kind of stammers his way through the chorus poorly.
Yep. Only comes in through the chorus.
Right now.
Yep. Doing his best. Nice. All right. So you reach the area, and it's in slightly different daylight than when you were here just yesterday, even, right? As DJ Willowburn pulls up to this sort of outlot, it's pretty close to where you were delivered onto the scene, and hunkers down and goes into some of the underbrush that's sort of between this space where you've parked and the more public spaces fronting the crawl, as it were. Since Xcrawl dungeons aren't real, I don't have very good language to map onto it. A sports stadium, those exist, but anyway. And she leads you on to clearing is too kind a word for it. It's sort of a less crowded copse of trees. And there is Edgar Cratchit, who is peeking into the entrance with a pair of binoculars here and there. And, just big sigh of relief. A whole lot of anxiety leaves him at once as he sees you all and knows that that his boss essentially has actually managed to get you on team and get you to come in and address this. And he goes, I haven't seen a lot of activity. Not since we pulled out. I assume all of the real action's going on below. Welcome.
How many of your people are still down there? Is everyone accounted for?
Yeah, we got 5 people missing. I'm pretty sure they're dead.
Let's hope not.
If you find them alive, bring them back. But
Nope, gonna leave them. Ah, just kidding, gotcha.
Don't look from Debs.
long pause from Edgar. Well, so
One thing, DJ Wilburn, just one thing, my father is in town. I assume you know who he is. Think of something if he starts asking around for me. Just, he might. He can be quite insistent.
I can make a few calls. I think I can make something happen. And, you know, you can see the...
Don't make something happen to my father, please.
Oh, no. No.
I mean, I don't want to talk to him right now, but that doesn't mean that I want something to happen to him.
This is not the exact plan that I might execute, but my thought would be to get Betty Brightwell to say that you are interviewing with her.
Okay.
And that is why you are not available.
That is a lot better. Yes, thank you.
Use that with my dad as well.
I do. Okay, great. I do shady things inside of the dungeon. And this one thing where I'm trying to hide something very bad from Legion. But in my defense, the Legion will absolutely destroy everything.
Well, I guess I don't want to be legendary anyway.
The plan is not for the Legion to find out. The plan is to go save this Xcrawl, which we should probably get to.
Yeah, Dominic and me should just go ahead, check the entrance.
Can I have a word, Philip? Just before
Dominic,
we go?
come on.
Sure.
So look around, he looks down at Urfel. Urfel looks at him like, I don't know what this is about.
And Urfel, like, very surreptitiously is hiding a bugle.
That's down into his robe.
Behind his skinny little back.
Oh, man. That's never good.
Sorry.
Something wrong?
No.
I know we don't get any crowd. I really appreciate you.
No, it's fine. Look, Philip, I guess what I want to say is I like you, like a lot. And Debs thought I should tell you this before we go on the crawl. And I don't want Debs to hit me with her hammer, so I thought I'd tell you.
Are you saying that Debs threatened to hurt you?
No. She was just trying to look
okay,
I guess
because
out for us.
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
No, I was just trying to make a joke to lighten up the mood, but I'm terrible at that. So yeah, my dad is a lot better at social stuff, I guess.
You're pretty good at social stuff, Kildar.
I am? Yeah, I am. I totally am.
You're a lot braver than I am. I mean, of course, we have to survive this harrowing experience with the Underdark, notwithstanding. I guess I like you too.
Okay. So I guess we survive the harrowing thing with the Underdark, and then we go out for coffee.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, great. Does Urfel allow people to pet him, or is he more like, oh, don't touch me?
He's very interested in this. Aren't you, Urf? Aren't you pets?
Urf's got like this big bugle shaped.
Oh, right. The cheek.
His
cheeks and bugle. Nice.
And
nice.
then he's like, and like like flops out on your shoulder to
Guys.
show his tummy
Yep.
Okay.
or what have you. He's like,
Mhm.
yes, pets are good. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yes. Okay. Then let's go and survive the harrowing. I forgot the word, but we will survive this. Yeah.
Harrowing trial, harrowing threat. It's workshopping, but you know, you're most of the way there.
Before we hit something heavy, there is just a very brief moment that Griffin would want with Dominic. Maybe
Go ahead.
we're
Yeah.
headed down, into it, and
Just
Griff says,
before you do that, did
Yeah.
that count as a bonding moment?
"Oh gosh, that's a great question."
I mean, feels like it might have.
What do you think, Rich?
I
That
think
seems pretty-
So
That seems pretty bonding moment.
Pretty
to
bondy.
me.
Like,
So,
hey, let's have coffee. I like you. I like you. That's
let's-
pretty good.
let's amp up the teamwork pool.
Yay,
fine with
we'll
this.
need it. Good luck. You'll need it. So Griffin could sidle up and bend over a little bit to speak low to Dominic. I'm a little surprised you agreed to this. You know, we're not going to be able to talk about it to anybody.
That is unfortunate. It could be. I mean, we could be big damn heroes if people knew, but
Right.
at the same time, having a favor from a DJ could give us, some nice leg up for publicity. And I mean, ultimately, Griff, how would I feel? How would any of us feel if we walked away? I mean, these people, if they really have already killed 5 folks and they came up into this town, it would be horrible. And fame is great, but you got to do good things to be worthy of it.
Here, I thought you were just a baby face on TV. You're actually a really big damn hero all the time, aren't you?
Don't tell anyone.
Claps you gently on the back. Not that Griffin could probably bowl you over. You're probably more stout than he is, but yeah.
What was up with Gil there?
Just you don't have a problem with team members like being like relationships. I know some teams frown on that. That doesn't bother you, does it?
No, I mean, I assuming y'all don't get distracted, but if you need to dip your pen in the company ink well, that's fine. I will say, Gil is
Griffin
a
just
total
giggles
lifeline.
like at the company inkwell part. He just can't. Like, that is too much. That breaks exactly all the tension that's welled up in him. But you had a follow-up. It's just you'll have to wait for Griffin to stop laughing.
Oh, yeah. I'll say Gil's a total lightweight. So, be careful going out drinking.
Oh, right. I don't.
Puked in the bushes. It was very embarrassing.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
No problem, big guy.
Nice. Thank you. That was.
Yep. And I definitely think that's another bonding moment. So you've maxed out your teamwork pool. Good job,
Woo-hoo!
team.
Teamwork max.
Also entertained me a bunch. So it's win-win. Love it. So you approach the entrance and Edgar Cratchit has been like, okay, here's what you do to get into the elevators and to override the thing. It's pretty simple. It involves like pulling back that panel that had no-go stickers all over it, and then the controls are, there's even floors you can pick.
What?
And he's
That's
like,
so like an elevator.
this goes there. However, I'm gonna stop wasting time describing this because it looks like somebody's gotten here first. And the elevator is sunk all the way down, and you can't call it back up, unfortunately. Like you get into a separate panel that Edgar also took some time to tell you about. You ticka, and nothing. So you'll need to try to go into the no-go access tunnels, which you also know the entrance to.
Great. Tunnels and probably stairs, I would assume.
There are some tunnels. There are some stairs.
That sound good.
Yep. There's, gosh, how? Let's roll the dice. Let's see, a D10 and a D6.
And what does that mean?
Yes. What do these things mean? Mysterious
Wait a
dice
minute.
rolling.
You're right. I didn't plan the math very good, did I? No, it's 10 floors. It's 10 floors. It's 10 flights of stairs.
Jeez.
Down to the first level. And then probably there's a few more. 10 is significantly less than I was kind of trying to dial in for. But yeah. And how do you make your way down the stairs? You've been given sort of the master pin code for all of the doors that actually you're impressed. This is the Magitech 80s, 90s. So most doors having a pin access code is still pretty new, kind of expensive.
Is it lit down here?
Yeah.
All right, team. Do we want to go all the way down and figure out the fissures or openings or however they got in and then do cleanup up? Or do we want to just literally fight our way down?
Fighting our way down, that might draw reinforcements.
Right.
Yeah, but also if we bar their way out, then they only have the option of going up and start into the city, which we don't want, or they will be totally desperate. So leaving the enemy with no option to escape, that doesn't sound, I mean, yeah, but the reinforcement thing, I don't know. Not the strategist, but I think the idea of driving them out, that is exactly what we want to avoid, right?
I mean, we don't know if it's just a raid or if it's some sort of movement force. If we think it's a raid, I'd say down to bottom. If we think it's a major incursion, then bottom to top. My guess is a raid.
Yeah, major incursion, I don't think we can take, that 4 of us can handle a major incursion.
And then we very well may be caught in between forces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes sense.
Top down.
Top down. Classic Xcrawl style.
Fist bump.
Nice. So yeah, the stairwell is lit. It seems to be some kind of backup lighting. It's not as strong as you might like, but it's definitely a lot better than nothing. So you make your way down the 10 floors, trying to be quiet. Debs, you spot this orcish glyph that you recognize. What does it look like?
I think it's like straight and curved slashes, kind of going, perpendicular and across each other in some sort of symbol.
Sorry, I'm distracted by cat love. Oh, it's so cute. Excellent. Yeah. it's painted on in some kind of chalky pigment. And then as you go deeper down, there's a bit more graffiti, effectively, in Orcish.
Do I understand it? I'm not sure. I don't know if I have been taught Orcish written language.
I think it's up to you whether you speak Orcish or read it.
I can't. I understand it spoken. I don't really can't really speak it that well, and I can't really read it that well. But just about.
Oh, that's awesome.
I could probably.
There are like
bad Google Translate of. What
there are like 10 words that you can spot read fairly reliably. What's the top 3 words that you can spot read off the top of your head?
I mean, a warning. Blood. Yes.
Like a word that basically says stay out, a word that means blood.
Fight.
Stay out, you definitely see.
Border.
Order in the sense of order.
Don't cross this. It's close to warning. Actually, the word, the rune slashes are very similar, but there's just a slight change.
You think you see that, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Some parts of Orcish written language are kind of contextual.
Yes. Grub as well.
Yep. Okay, grub. Yeah. You don't see grub. You're not sure if that's good or bad.
Okay. So maybe it might say something about warning.
That wasn't here before, right?
Well, you've never been down these stairs before, so you can't be positive. However, you're pretty sure that 1, you didn't see any Orcish staff when you were here. 2, there weren't any Orcish enemies when you were here. And 3, this is a brand new crawl. Have people already started graffitiing up the place? It doesn't seem like
I touched that with my claw. I'm like, is that fresh? I think it says warning, maybe, or border, or reunion. Might be reading that.
There are a lot of meanings you're giving us here, so
well, none of them good.
Yeah, but
could be a trail marker.
I don't think so.
So we're thinking there are orcs among these, just because I don't think the Swerveneblin or the Drow use Orcish runes, from what I've heard. I haven't heard much.
Debs, you gonna be all right with that?
Yeah, let me go to the front.
Okay.
So, just one other tactical question. Do we think we can talk to these guys and tell them to please stay out of our nice dungeon? And maybe with a bit of like, if you don't, you'll have to face Debs here and she's really awesome. Or do we just go and hit whatever we find? Which is not what I prefer, but that for the car.
I think I could say, please not fight, go home, if it's orcs.
Oh.
Well, we could give it a shot. It's it loses advantage of surprise, but maybe they'll listen.
Oh, I have an out of character question. Sorry, it's just been in the back of my mind and I haven't vocalized it.
Sure.
Do we I would imagine that the DJ in a normal Xcrawl can observe the heroes that are going through.
Oh yes, yeah. Like there's the dungeons themselves are just wired for sound.
Sure.
And sight and all of the things. A proper dungeon judge does not want to miss any really hot footage. What gets broadcast is largely up to them and their technical staff.
Sure. So there's a control room. I assumed as much. I just wanted to clarify.
Oh yeah, and no
Or Wilbur-
spoilers, but
oh.
the control room is one of the rooms that I've got in the new dungeon
Okay.
that you're crawling right now.
Okay, so they haven't retaken the control room. That was the question.
Not that you know of.
Is Willowborn being the man in the chair?
No, Willowborn is still outside. Like
Okay,
everyone
smart.
has been evacuated. If there's a human that was on staff in the control room, they are there in hiding, praying that somebody saves them.
Cool. Then I would say, because I've been on the tour, I think it might be wise if we retake the control room as early as possible. Then we could call. Yeah, and then either Edgar or Willowburn, since we're going top down, could slip in and they could advise us on what we're going. Or we just take a look.
Smart. You know where it is?
I went on a tour. Yes.
Hot damn.
And
Then let's do it.
As you finish saying this, you reach the bottom of the stairs. You talk about how you went on the tour, and actually everything in the access tunnels is like really orderly, and you know the painted pathways are set about here and there, and like everything is cleanly labeled, so you're going to find it like lickety split, no problem. And you open the door into darkness, and then of course it's quite easy for you because you came equipped to turn on some flashlights, use your sexy new light orb that just intuitively follows you around to illuminate the hall. And it's a horrible mess, actually. There's dirt and crud and graffiti everywhere. You can see farther down the tunnel, there's an obvious cave-in. There's rubble. There are some barricades as you paw through and search. You hear dripping ominously. You hear some light scrabbling, and then this sort of dry, hollow, unnatural howl. And then these glowing ectoplasmic hands, which whilst glowing, they still look just smeared with soot and grime, and just so broken down and dirty as these ghosts drift up from under the floor and just wail. And that's actually where I'm going to close things up today, because I feel like this is kind of the best spot. I don't think that 45 minutes is going to get us very far, and I'd like to make sure that we can all get some good rest. And I like ending on cliffhangers. I just like it, guys.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Great job.
And we get stars and wishes.
Yeah.
Yep. And we get full stars and wishes. We can languorously enjoy the stars and wishes. Full luxury.
Nice.
Do you want to take a quick buy or drink break and then come back with stars and wishes and stuff?
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Let's meet back.
We're back.
Welcome back. So we took a quick break before our stars and wishes portion of the game. Portraits have sort of moved around in the Zoom, but gonna try to go around following that. So let's start with stars. Alex.
All the abuse of the comfort move. Just all. Like that just took the slightest little nudge to set the ball rolling, and it just pinballed around. I loved it all.
Nice. Very good.
From everyone. And Jen for a really nice way of getting to return to this Xcrawl, but from a whole different perspective and let us keep, you know, the NPCs that we have introduced, you know, which is, I think, a really important one. It's not a giant sprawling campaign.
Yeah,
nice
absolutely.
to have some focus on, you know, seeing NPCs multiple times. And I'm hoping we see some of those kobolds that we actually formed a little bit of some bonds with.
Yep.
That's
the
in my
goblins.
wishes.
The goblins, right?
Goblins.
Yeah,
okay.
the goblins and Flapjack, as I recall.
Yes,
Flapjack and the elevator goblins. Yeah.
So sneak peek of my wish.
Understood.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Next up, Tyler. Stars.
I really like this hook. I think this is it's a neat thing because it got us to decide what sort of, you know, are we heroes just for the screen or not? And that goes into I really liked, Rich, you kind of having that moment so we could see whether Dominic is, you know, just in it for the fame or not. And that got to humanize him, or demi-humanize him a bit. And I will say it was great to see all the interactions. They were phenomenal. And finally, I liked leveling up this time a lot better than the first time because I know the game better. And looking through, especially that extended set of moves, it really does begin to push the character into doing some neater things, and focusing them more. I think there is some build there, and I was looking, there's some things I think Griffin could pull from those moves that will imitate magic. So if there is growth, I think there is growth to take what I think is some of the weaker classes like the cleric type or the wizard type and maybe give them a little more feel for being powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But so I like that part of the game. And those are my stars.
Lovely. Thank you. Next up, Rich, what are your stars?
Well, I'm going to go with an inobvious star, but often as the GM for this lively group, I don't get to enjoy, at least not in a real-time sense, the chatter in the text chat. And I just want to give a star. The text chat game was strong in this session. I snickered many times at that. It's, sorry, brief side tangent. There was someone on Twitter who was talking about, I just went back to my face-to-face group and here are things that you can do in face-to-face that you can't do online. And I'm like, oh, this guy is not thinking about the side chatter, because I feel like that solves for not all, but a lot of the things that if you just do Zoom and you're just talking one-on-one, you miss out that you would get in a face-to-face. But the side chatter in the text game allows you to make space for those little jokes or I want to get ready for this, or all those side chatter that could even rules questions. That stuff can be handled there. And I really enjoyed keeping track of that. Flapjack and the elevator goblins. Yes. See, there you go. There's another one. So that's the star I had to give.
Very fun.
Jen, kudos for Metroidvania-ing our Xcrawl. I'm impressed. I love it. I really, really do. Like, Xcrawl is cool. And yes, when you die for real. But now we're doing heroic shit. And that's badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I really, really like this.
I am excited to throw locations that you've been to previously, like not all of them, but some of them, back at you, changed underneath this new thread. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But I should keep my mouth shut. I should thank you for your stars, Rich, and I should move on and ask Sabine for their stars.
Yeah, lots of stars for this session. This was a lot of fun. Jen, I really like the concept of going back to the dungeon, because that, as somebody said, that shapes us as the character group, because we could have said, nah, we want money and fame, and that's basically it, because we are basically not murder hobos, but fame hobos, I guess. But we're not, and that was nice. And I was actually wondering how Gildor would this was really a thing that where Gilla was, I don't want to do this. Hello, this is real dangerous. But then, come on. That's why I give my characters crushes on other party members, so they will run after them. And thank you, Superstar to Rich, for reacting so nicely to that, and another Superstar to Alex for having Debs push the whole thing. I really love that conversation in the car with the whole crink in the neck. And stars to Tyler for Dominic, not for Dominic being basically Dominic, like I am. I'm not a bad guy. I want to help these people, but he couldn't help putting just putting a little burn into that, right? With the whole end, he's a real lightweight. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, that's I think that's all of the stars. Yeah, and also some stars to the new tags that we have now. I enjoy all of that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sabine. I'll offer up some stars now. I think that everybody's these characters, man, we've trod so lightly in them, but they feel nice and alive. They feel good. I like this team. I like the interaction that we got out of this episode. I like the way that people struggled with the, well, of course, actual Xcrawls are potentially lethal, and we take them seriously as potentially lethal threats, but there's a certain expectation of fair play, right? So do we put ourselves in a situation that is also potentially lethal without any expectation of fair play? That's it is different for you to return to the dungeon under these circumstances. And I liked watching people wrestle with it a little bit and then make the genuinely heroic choice. That was delightful. Other character interactions were, of course, delightful. I too loved the snowball of filling the teamwork pool up with everybody's concern for each other and all of these nice little scenes. I loved that. I'm so pleased that buy-in for this has been very strong. I was a little worried because when I came up with the idea, I was like, oh, I have such a good idea. Oh, this is awesome. I have to write it down immediately. And, a lot of the time when you have an idea that makes you feel that way, you're just kind of excited because your brain decided that now is the time for you to be excited. But sometimes it really is a good idea. So I'm like, breathing out. I'm like, oh, good. All right, then I can really continue fleshing out this idea a bit more and sort of incorporating how you guys are reacting to it and make it even better. So I've been having a very good time with it. Another star is that you guys are learning the system much, much better. And I agree that level number 2, aka third level, has gone a lot smoother than level number 1, aka second level, for y'all. And I'm looking really forward to seeing how your characters do now that they're even more lived in and more built and got some extra equipment that you've popped in. If one of you was even like, actually, I'm a gun nut, can I bring a gun into the dungeon? I would have been like, sure, whatever. The DJ would be like, a gun, huh? Well, I mean, it's just a small hole. It's pretty easy to patch in the wall. Go for it, champ. Thank you. But I'm just as excited to see what you do with what you've got. Skateboard, awesome. But I should stop yammering and start going around again for wishes. Alex, what do you wish for next session? You are muted, Alex.
Of course, I'm muted, as always. I mean, I hinted it / blatantly said already. I want Flapjack to appear again. basically any creature or NPC that we talked to / fell in love with during our first delve, I want to see again. Be it to be terribly sad because of how we find them, or not.
It would be dramatic no matter what. Understood. Understood. Thank you. Tyler, what wishes do you have for next session?
I think one is I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of moral or cultural moment with like Debs and these orcs. I think that there is something to that could be really interesting, and it could be, you know, a moral problem for us all in a way, you know, as it turns out, but something that takes them beyond just raiders to be killed. You know, that still may be the decision that has to be made, but to have it be a little more complex, I think would be kind of cool.
Understood. Understood. Thank you, Tyler. Rich, what wishes do you have for next session?
The previous wishes are amazing, and I would, in my hierarchy, place them higher than my wish. But if I had a wish, and again, this is like magic wand, I would love the Underdark incursion, that they have a motivation other than we go to surface and destroy all the peoples. Like they're either after a thing.
We ruin Moose and Squirrel. Yeah.
Exactly. We come up here to twist our white mustaches because we're from the Underdark. So if we have facial hair, it has to be stark white. That'd be the wish, is that there's a reason or motivation that while they may still be villainous and still out to kill us, isn't just we rob bank because that's what's happened for Superman to stop us. That would be a thing that would add some nuance to this. I would like, but it's not a requirement. It's just a wish.
Understood.
The other two are more like recurring characters, and Deb moment are way cooler to me. So, but that would be a third wish.
Understood. Very cool. Sabine, the ultimate wish. What is it?
Oh, the ultimate wish. I think,
Rich's was the penultimate wish. So.
Oh, well, I have the ultimate wish. I want cookies. No, I think all of these wishes are great. Maybe see a drow, so that might be nice, but maybe not. One little, very selfish wish, and that could be a cutscene, is that I don't think Yonaril will be scared, and not scared off, but dissuaded from seeing his son by, he has an interview with this very famous interview person. I feel that he would just say, oh, Betty, I know her very well, she won't mind. And then there would be a bit of complication for our DJ, but that's just maybe a cutscene that can happen in my head and has never any bearing on what's going on otherwise.
All right, very cool. Note taken. Thank you. Well, this has been delightful, guys. I'm so glad that we could do this despite various challenges such as daylight savings time and international time zone troubles. So this was a lot of fun. I've, of course, enjoyed GMing it. I look forward to the next time we get to run this. And I will see y'all later. I hand the mic over to you, Rich, for farewell.
Thank you, Jen, for running the game. Thanks, everybody, for playing, and folks for watching. We'll kick it back next time around and see if we can free this Xcrawl. We'll see you guys very soon.